Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 706. We are live here on YouTube, the Land of Red. Today we have an action-packed event card. It is 8 qualifier matches to qualify for the TWA World's Tag Team Championships from the women's division. We have 8 of the very best teams going against 8 more of the very best tag teams. We have 16 teams that have been on absolute fire. I mean, season 6, the women's division pretty much dominated TWA. So far in season 7, things don't seem to be changing too much. But today, 16 teams look to qualify. And of course, that includes the world's tag team champions. They too have to qualify. If they do not qualify, they will, of course, their championships will be vacated. So they also have to make it through this tournament. It is an exciting time. We've never done this before, actually. We've never included the world's tag team champions in any qualifying matchups, but the tag team champions have already run through almost all of their competition, so today we're going to make sure they have competition. But if they want to keep their world's tag team championships, they must make it through the qualifying matchups, and of course we will crown a new #1 contender. And if the world's tag team champions do not qualify, we will have 2 teams squaring off for the vacant TWA World's Tag Team Championship, so it's going to be a very exciting day. And of course, we have a headliner today, a smoking hot main event. We've got Jack Stone versus Rock Roberts 2 inside of an old school lockdown. It is a 1 fall wins it all inside 4 sides of steel. There is no escape. You must defeat your opponent to walk into there with that North American Championship. And of course, Jack Stone and Rock Roberts have been going back and forth for the past couple of weeks in vignettes and promos. They've been shooting on one another, so it's been an exciting time in the North American division. Today, Rock Roberts will put his championship on the line again for the second straight time against the giant SOB Jack Stone. So it's going to be one hell of a matchup. One hell of a card. It's going to be a great day. And of course, we have Luke the Gooner 94, now known as Hardcore Country Luke, for those that still aren't used to his new name. Sometimes, Luke, I'm still not too used to your new name. For some reason,
I'm starting to get used to.
I know
Luke's new name.
It's hard.
I mean, it's just pretty stupid with that person reporting, not liking Luke's previous name before.
I still think that whole thing with him getting reported over his name is absolutely stupid. You know, he's had that. Luke, how long did you have that name for before that happened? Oh, Luke's preoccupied at the moment, so we'll have to wait for him to answer that question, I guess. Oh, how long did you have the Luke the Gooner 94 name before that?
About over. I've had that name for about over 10 years, to be honest.
Over 10 years, and then some idiot reports you, and you end up having to change your friggin' name. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. But anyways, lots to talk about. Everything from things going on in the NHL to the NBA playoffs getting geared up and ready to go. We had AEW Dynasty last night. Premier League was back in action this weekend, so there's that to discuss. And of course, I do have all of the results for Dynasty as well, so we'll get to that. But what do we talk about first? Should we talk about the FA Cup first? Or not the FA Cup, sorry, Premier League. I've got the FA Cup on my mind because I'm still trying to get over the fact that Team Arsenal got knocked out of the FA Cup the way they did, against who they did for that matter. But we did, of course, have some Premier League matchups. Team Arsenal played Saturday. Team Chelsea played on Sunday. So they played, who was it they played? They played Bournemouth, right? On Saturday.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened with that. What do you think happened there? Like, what went wrong with that game? Because
it was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like, that game, they could win and go 12 points clear, and they just played like absolute shit. They played like they're nervous, and they shouldn't be nervous being that amount of points up.
The only thing I can think is maybe being knocked out of the FA Cup might have, dampened their spirits a little bit. Coming back.
There's also the final defeat as well.
Yeah.
They look jaded after that game.
So how many games are left? Let me just pull it up.
There's about 6 games left now.
6 games remaining, and they are now only 6 points ahead of Man City. Man United is still holding back. I thought they might catch Man City, but they're still sitting at 55 points. So I guess Man United's actually.
Arsenal, Manchester City for the league.
I think Aston Villa has a chance to pull ahead of Man City in the next 6 games. You don't think they will either?
No, it's between Arsenal and Man City.
So if we look at the people...
The only 2 teams that can win the league are Arsenal and Manchester City.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I guess.
And if he doesn't win anything, if he finishes seconds, do you think Arteta would leave Arsenal? Because the only trophy he's won is the FA Cup when he first came in.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
It seems to happen a lot under. It seems that they've fallen apart a lot under Arteta, and the same thing looks to be happening. Like they look to be bottling it, but they've got to keep the noise out, and he's got to find some way to get these players back into motivation. Got to give them a good fucking talk and say they've got to go again.
So as it stands, Brentford is qualification for the Europa Conference League qualifiers.
Yeah.
Chelsea for the Europa League group stage. And then the Champions League group stage, the top 5 are, of course, obviously Arsenal. Still sitting at number 1. They got a 6-point spread on Man City. Hopefully they can... So here's a question. Has there ever been an instance where 2 teams have tied for the number 1 spot? Has that ever happened? Like, what happens? Has it ever happened where 2 teams have tied for the number 1 spot at the end of the season?
Yeah. Manchester City won the league against Manchester United on goal difference, I think. On
goal difference. So when it comes down to a tie, they just go through all the stats and see who has the better stats, basically.
If we have the best goal difference, right, and it's like we're joint on points at the end of the season, we'll still win the league.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Have a better goal difference.
Well, I mean, they still have a 6-point spread. Arsenal just needs to pick up their socks and play some football.
Well, we're playing them next, so if they beat us, that's 3 points to them, and they've got a game in hand after that. So
you play Man City next, or Arsenal does?
We play Manchester City next. That's our next game.
Shit, that's on Saturday, or?
That's probably, I think that's Sunday, right?
Sunday, yeah. Of course, this weekend's WrestleMania weekend.
The next Premier game. I mean, we have a midweek match as well. They don't play any games because they're out of the Champions League.
We also have WrestleMania this weekend. 2 nights.
Do we?
Yeah, it's this weekend, yeah. The, what is it, the 18th and the 19th. So lots going on this weekend between Premier League and WrestleMania. Of course, the NHL's in the process of wrapping up their regular season schedule as well, heading to the playoffs. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. But the top 5 are Arsenal. They're a game ahead of Man City and Man United. But they're 21-7-4 with 70 points. Man City is 19-7-5 with 64 points. And then you've got Man United, but they're like 15 points behind Arsenal. And about 9 points behind Man City. And then Aston Villa also, they're 16-7-9 with 55 points. And then Liverpool with 52 points is the 5th spot. They're 15-7-10. So, yeah, it's basically going to come down to Arsenal and Man City, depending on what happens Sunday, you said, right? Let's just have a look, actually. It'll tell us exactly when everybody plays.
Sure. I guess Sunday, I think. We're just going to hold on. If we draw that game, do you reckon it's still a good result?
There was a bunch of games on yesterday.
What's the table looking like? Is it 6 points now instead of 9?
6 points. You get a 6-point spread over Man City, yeah.
No, it's still quite a lot, though.
So Friday, West Ham beat the Wolves 4-0. Arsenal lost to Bournemouth 2-1. That one surprised me, I'm not going to lie. I did not expect them to lose to Bournemouth. I thought for sure that was an easy win, but clearly that...
Shouldn't be losing to Bournemouth if you want to win a fucking championship.
No. Especially this, you're down to the last, at that point anyways, the last 7 games of the season, and they're dropping a game to Bournemouth. Brentford and Everton, they tied 2 apiece, so a draw there. That was on Saturday, as well as the Arsenal game. Burnley and Brighton played. It was 2-0 for Brighton. Liverpool beat Fulham 2-0. Crystal Palace beat Newcastle 2-1. That was yesterday, not Saturday. Also yesterday, Sunderland over Tottenham 1-0. Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa drew at 1 apiece. And then Man City dropped their game. Chelsea dropped their game to Man City 3-0. And then today, Man United and Leeds play today. It looks like they're the only game for today in Premier League. So let's see who. So if we go ahead a little tiny bit, just to check out. So Chelsea plays Man United next. Arsenal and Man City. Yeah, you're right. Sunday at 11:30 my time. So that's about 4:30 your time in the afternoon on Sunday. So that game's on right before WrestleMania. So you're going to be busy Sunday. You got Arsenal playing, and then you're going from Arsenal playing right into WrestleMania night 2. Interesting. That'll be a busy day for Luke. So yeah, I don't know. And Chelsea's been really up and down since that Liam Rossetti took over. He hasn't done anything so far, I guess, as far as leading that team the way they want to be led, I guess, have they? So do you think we end up with another new coach for Chelsea, or do you think Liam Rossetti will be left as the head coach and they're just going to try and, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I guess, struggle to regroup a little bit? And what do you think about that, Moon? Do you think Liam Rossetti ends up getting the axe, or do you think he stays on?
Hope he leaves, to be honest. It's just terrible.
Well, he hasn't done anything, has he? He hasn't, there's been no improvement since he took. They won a game or two here and there with him. But how long has he been coach now? 2 months?
Since the winter of this coming into this year.
Was it that long ago? Holy.
Yeah.
Time flies, I guess. But yeah, I don't he hasn't done anything, in my opinion. It's I don't know what they're going to do there.
I thought the other manager was better than me, then. They got rid of it.
You thought the other manager was better?
Yeah, they got rid of it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember, because I remember we talked about this Liam Rossetti. What was his backstory again? He used to be a player, right? Was he not?
Right.
Liam Rossetti, he was a player before, was he not?
Yeah, he played for the whole team.
Did he? Okay. So
I don't really know too much about his football career, because I've never really watched him, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of Hull City games. But
let's just have a look. Let's see if I can spell his name right. Liam, whoops, spell his fucking name right. That'd help.
I think he got relegated to the Hull, I think.
Oh, I think I spelled his name wrong. It's with an I on the end, not an E. There we go. What the hell? It's not really bringing up any information about him. Let's try something different here. Yeah, not. It's weird, but I'm not really finding a whole lot of information on this Liam Rossetti. What is Liam Rossetti's role at Chelsea? We know he's head coach. All right, so as a player, apparently he usually played as a right back, although he occasionally was moved to left back and sometimes deployed as a right winger. He was born in '84, so he's 42 years old. Yeah, there's not a lot of information on this dude. Not a lot of information on this guy at all. That's literally all I could find. Apparently his last name is Rosenoir. Not Rossetti, I guess. Interesting. But yeah, there's not really a lot of information on the dude, other than the fact that he played right back, occasionally left back, and sometimes right winger. That's and his age. He was born July 9th, 84. That's the same birth date as my son, actually. July the 9th. That's all I could find on this Liam Rossetti. So who do you guys think they should hire for Chelsea? Is there anybody out there? Like, is there a prospect? Is there somebody that they could pick up and replace Rossetti with, or do you guys know?
Well, he hasn't even had a full season yet. So.
No, he hasn't. But I mean,
give this guy more time. I don't.
Well, that's my question. Do they give him more time, or do they look at replacing him because he literally hasn't done a damn thing?
I've never really been like a club that gives manager a lot of length of time. They always, if they don't win nothing within like 2 seasons or something, they're normally sacked.
Yeah.
So I feel Chelsea Football Club needs an established manager.
Yeah. Rocky Blazing Star, Rex is in the house. I see you guys. How are you guys doing? Welcome in.
I've seen stuff on this stuff you see on social media nowadays. It's fucking stupid, man. I'm seeing Chelsea fans that want to lose that game to Manchester City yesterday.
That wanted to?
Stop Arsenal winning the Premier League.
Like, these are fans of Chelsea?
Yeah.
Now, what would be, like, so these people are just angry that their team not doing as well as they want them to? Or, like, what would be the point in wanting your own team to lose?
Stop Arsenal winning the Premier League, isn't it?
I mean, if it was beneficial. Like, for instance, you know, in hockey right now, it's beneficial if the Toronto Maple Leafs continue to lose because they get a better draft pick, for instance. Does that kind of thing happen in Premier League as well? No. So there's no benefit. So it's just ridiculous behavior wanting your own team to lose out of anger.
It's not being a real fan. Like that guy in the Discord wanted Chelsea to lose.
Yeah, no, I was paying attention to that conversation. Actually, Moon and I were talking about that last night, but I just basically stayed out of it. But yeah, I mean, things like that don't make sense to me. You know, why you would want.
I don't get it either. I think when Spurs had to beat Arsenal fans had to want Spurs to win, and Spurs fans played Manchester City, knowing fine well if Spurs beat Manchester City, it would have handed Arsenal the Premier League title in 2024. So a lot of Tottenham fans didn't want to win. But Tottenham still had Champions League football to play for. If they had won that game, they could have got Champions League football. But the Spurs fans didn't want it. They wanted their own team to lose.
Yeah.
They were cheering Man City goals and like stuff like that, wearing Manchester City shirts.
How dare you, Rocky Blazing Star? I see that chair shot. That is ghastly behavior this early in the day. How dare you?
That's one of the reasons I really don't care if they get relegated. But like, Spurs, but I don't care. But
well, who's up for relegation right now? Let's have a look. I know the Wolves are for sure. I have that info in front of me.
Bottom three.
So let's see here. Let's look at the table.
For the first time.
So Tottenham, Burnley, and the Wolves are up for relegation right now.
Tottenham have never been a relegation team. What's actually happened?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's one of those things, though. Like I said, most of the people I talk to do not like Tottenham. They don't even want to talk about Tottenham. So it's, and I know quite a few people, you know, from.
I'm a gooder, so I'm not going to like Spurs, am I?
Right. But I don't know anybody that does. That's the thing. I mean, obviously, I don't live in England or the UK.
Here's the thing. No, when it comes to the international football, when it comes to England, I will still cheer on Tottenham players for England because that's England.
Well, yeah, they're playing for the country at that point. You got to cheer on the players.
Right.
Just because you don't like.
Always cheer. When Harry Kane played for Tottenham, I always cheered his goals for England still.
And it's one of those things. Just because you don't like the team doesn't mean you can't enjoy the players. There's always players.
Some people do that.
I mean, you got to support the players.
Some people do that. Honestly, they won't get behind England if they've got certain club players. This is one of the problems as well with the national team.
Yeah.
Tony Hudson does this, I think.
Again, you don't have to like the team they play for, but you got to support the players. You know, you got to support the players, especially if they're playing for your country at the time. Right? It only makes sense. It only makes sense to back those players.
If the put on England shit, I don't care who you play for.
All right, well, while we continue this conversation, because we've got lots to talk about, there's lots going on today. While we are continuing our conversation, we may as well get the show on the go with our very first qualifier matchup of the day. Again, this is a 16-team qualifying matchup day. We have 16 of the very best teams, including the champions. Again, if the champions don't make it through qualifying round, they will be eliminated. The championships will be vacated, and 2 teams by the end of the qualifiers and of course, when it comes to the tournament, there'll be 2 final teams facing off against each other for the vacant TWA World's Tag Team Championships. It's the first time we've actually included the world champions as being part of the tournament. Usually everybody fights for the right to face the champions. This time the champions are involved in the entire process, including the qualifying matchup, so it's going to be very interesting. But our tone setter for the day, we're starting off with Ego's Paradise, Callie Carter, and, of course, Selena Price from Team Ace Hunter taking on Katana Chance and Caden Carter. That's our first match of the day, so let's get things underway. Every team is Tornado Tag Team matchups, so it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very high-octane, very fast-paced, and it's going to be one hell of a day. And, of course, again, our main event is Jack Stone, the Giant SOB, versus Rock Roberts 2 for the TWA North American Championship. That'll be inside of an old school lockdown. But anyways, let's get things rocking and roll with our first match of the day. Ego's Paradise versus Katana Chance and Caden Carter. So yeah, the Wolves are doing just pitiful still. I mean, they have 17 points on the season. That's crazy. Burnley only has 20, so they're only 3 points ahead. But then you've got Tottenham with 30, which still isn't good. But if you think about it, as bad as...
I'll tell you what, right? Tottenham, I think Tottenham are going to get relegated.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah.
Those players are relegating Spurs, and they haven't got relegation clauses in the fucking contract, so I don't know what's going to happen with us. If they're definitely get relegated.
They're definitely up for relegation. Tottenham, Burnley, and the Wolves are the 3 teams up for relegation.
They're going to lose half of those players, by the way.
You think they'll lose half the players?
Yeah, because they haven't got relegation clauses in the contract.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
They're not
so if they don't,
I've never seen Tottenham in this position ever. Like really, actually getting relegated.
So if teams are up for relegation, they risk the possibility of losing players.
I really don't like Spurs, but look at this. Look at the Tottenham. Take a look at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's actually a really good fucking stadium.
No, it is. Yeah, it is a very nice stadium, actually.
Imagine that in the Championship.
I mean, they just had a boxing event there on the weekend, I believe.
Imagine that in the Championship.
Yeah. Speaking of boxing, did you guys watch Tyson Fury? I forget who the hell his opponent was now. I'm trying to remember his name. But either way,
I think his name was.
Yeah. So Tyson and of course Conor Benn also had a matchup this weekend. So Tyson Fury ended up defeating his opponent unanimous decision. Some people were impressed by the match, other people weren't so impressed by the matchup. But either way, at the end of the matchup, he ended up challenging AJ.
Was that at the top of the stage?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah. I believe it was. But yeah, he challenged Anthony Joshua, and of course Anthony Joshua didn't have any clear-cut answer for him. He basically said that he'd fight him, but on his own time or something like that. I don't know. It kind of seems like he's not sure if he wants to face Tyson Fury or not. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, pretty sure that was at the Hotspurs Stadium. Let me just look. Let's see here.
Tornado tag rules in this one. No tag necessary. These tag team members are allowed in the ring.
I'm just trying to find. Yeah, it was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I thought so. I was. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty sure. So yeah, it was at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But yeah, so I didn't know that because again, I'm just, I'm only 3 years in, so I'm still getting information on a lot of different things when it comes to Premier League. So I didn't realize that if you get relegated, you run the risk of losing players. That's very interesting. So what happens? They just leave that team?
They don't have to leave, but they have to. They lose a lot. The club loses a lot of money and stuff, so they have to sell like players and stuff.
Right. Okay.
These players. When you get relegated, you lose a lot of money.
Yeah, I didn't know
stadium,
that.
If Tottenham get relegated, that Tottenham lost the stadium. They'll lose a lot of money on that stadium. Well, the ticket price, season tickets won't be as expensive and stuff like that. And then the Championship could be cheaper.
Which means they can't.
They won't be on TV probably every game because they're on the Championship.
Right. Which also means
probably stuff like that adds up. They do show a lot of Championship games on the TV on Sky Sports, to be honest, but
yeah.
Might not be on every weekend though.
And of course that means they run the risk of not making as much money for the club.
Yeah.
So Mufasa's in the house. I see you, Mufasa. What's new and exciting, Mufasa? How's everybody doing today anyways? Bit of an earlier show today. I mean, Wrestle Wars Genesis was supposed to be yesterday, but
that's what relegation gets you, unfortunately. It's about football. Did you be punished for playing better?
So, again, we have Wolves, Burnley, and Tottenham are the three for relegation. And then, again, Brentford is up for...
We have not won a game one single match in 2026.
You got Brentford qualifying for the Europa Conference League qualifiers, and Chelsea is Europa League group stage at the moment. Now, do the top 5 teams, do they earn extra money for their clubs because they made the top 5? Like, because they...
Yeah.
They do, okay.
Yeah. Top 4 Champions League. Because Arsenal won in the Champions League, I think there might be top 5 teams next season to get into the Champions League. So that 5th spot might be the Champions League spot next season. I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
I'd have to look into it. Top 4's normally your Champions League spots. Top 5 and 6 Europa League and 7 Europa Conference.
So either way,
I don't know why we have the Europa Conference. I think we just did it because the worst team is somewhat good.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, Arsenal. Holy shit, that was fast. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of our first qualifying matchup of the day, representing Team Ace Hunter and Ego's Paradise. It is Callie Carter and Selena Price with a very dominating performance over Katana Chance and Caden Carter. This one is over, folks. Ego's Paradise have officially qualified to enter the tournament for the TWA Women's World's Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to Team Ace Hunter. Holy damn, that was fast. Wowzers. All right, so I'm going to keep track of this as we go. So Katana Chance and Caden Carter have been eliminated. Wow. I mean, I was just barely getting into that matchup. I mean, but damn. Callie Carter and Selena Price absolutely dominant today. From bell to bell, they just controlled the entire match and did not give Katana Chance or Caden Carter even a moment to try and get in this matchup. That was insane. Ego's Paradise out to make a statement, and they certainly did that. That's got to be one of the fastest tag team matches I've ever seen. Wowzers. All right, we're going to move on to our second qualifier of the day. Flawless Time versus TDL is next. It is Tiffany Stratton and Michelle McCool from Team Hardcore Country Luke taking on TDL's Anna J. and Rhea Harrow from Team Mufasa HCC. Again, 16 of the very best women's tag teams in TWA all going to battle. 16 of the best teams in the world. Of course, are the 16 best in TWA. But which one's going to make it through? Who is going to face Ego's Paradise in the first round of the TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Tournament? Is it going to be Flawless Time or TDL joining Ego's Paradise? We're going to find out right now. Let's go. But yeah, Tottenham. Now I've got Tottenham on my head because we were talking about Tyson Fury fighting in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and of course they're up for relegation. What I meant was to say was Team Arsenal, they really got to pick up their socks here. 6 games remaining. Man City actually has 7 games remaining. So Arsenal needs to pick up their socks and kick that ball across the goal line. They've got 6 games to get their job done. Man City has 7 to try and catch up and or beat Arsenal out of the opportunity to win the league championship. And again, Arsenal plays Man City next, which is Sunday. Now, if you're the coach of Arsenal, Luke, who are you playing in that game?
Well, the Man City game.
Yeah, if you're the head coach, who are you starting with?
Depends what the strategy is. Are we going to try and open up and actually try play them? Because are we going to sit back and try and defend most of the game and try hit a counter attack?
They are ready.
What are we going to do?
Well, so let's make it easier for you. Who are you starting in goal?
Starting goal, that'll be right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not going to change.
Well, I mean, the FA Cup, they played the wrong goalie, in my opinion. You know,
he shouldn't have played.
No.
He shouldn't have played after the cup final because he made that mistake.
Yeah. Anna J.
All teams persist on having a cup goalkeeper. No, it's not a new thing. You always have a goalkeeper. The main choice goal, first choice goal, the second choice goalkeeper always plays the cup games, but teams do that.
Anna J, the reigning and defending TWA Women's Legends Champion.
There's just times where I feel you should start your best goalkeeper.
Well, especially this time of the year, you know. I know the other guy wants some play time as well, but you know, when you're getting down to the nitty gritty, you're coming up to the league finals. Especially, there's less than 10. You play the best.
Okay, Saka's injured because he didn't play against Bournemouth, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is why I have defence. I've got Ryan in goal, Gabrielle centre back, Saliba centre back. I'm not going to play Ben White because he's being crap for like 2 games.
But you not agree, like if you're the head coach and you're down to the final 10 games or less of the season, you're playing your very best lines, your very best goalkeepers, and it's like for whatever reason they just haven't been doing that. Especially in the FA Cup. Like, I don't know why they chose to play that other goaltender, but it was the wrong decision. And then they left him in. Like, can you not change your goalie in the middle of a game like you can with goaltenders in the NHL, things like that? Like, if you don't like the way they're playing, can you not swap out your goalie?
You don't normally see it unless someone gets injured. But I have seen it before. Someone took off a goalkeeper in like 15 minutes because he was playing absolutely fucking horrible.
Well, the thing is it doesn't matter how good the player is. If they're having a bad game and they're not playing.
You get a lot of criticism for it.
But if you're having, it doesn't matter what position they play. But if they're having but specifically goaltender though, if you're having a bad game, you're not playing well. I mean, it's not exactly great for morale to be left in the net. You know what I mean? When the other team is dominating you, why not change your goalie at that point and say, okay, let's pull him, give him a rest, let him get his thoughts collected, play the other goalie, which was a better goalie anyways, and try to get the job done. I don't understand leaving a player on the field that isn't playing well. That to me doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so they have 6 games. 6 games remaining.
I understand having a good goalkeeper who plays the good game, right? But I also you obviously start your best with the goalkeeper.
Well, that's the thing, and they didn't do that, right? And
I understand he played every game leading up to that terrible cup final.
Yeah,
right? And I understand that. But should you not play your best goalkeeper for the back?
I mean, you would think, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I understand him would be a bit upset about not playing the final, but does it really matter? You're still going to go lift the fucking trophy anyway if he win the game.
Yeah, exactly. But I just feel like the coach for Arsenal's been making all the wrong decisions lately. I don't know if it's just me or...
Yeah, he has, yeah. He was playing too conservative against Bournemouth. Like, Bournemouth were having more of the ball. Like, even when it was 1-1, they went without... Like, why do you let Bournemouth have the ball? Like at the Emirates, like...
Yeah.
And then get hit with a counter, get hit with a pass, make a really good pass, do our goal. That's the goal. He scores against Raya, and that's the goal. See, that's the second goal. That's game over. As soon as that went in, I said that's game over.
Yeah. And then of course,
it's not like Bournemouth got a surprise win either. It was deserved. It was far better than Arsenal. But I think they were a lot better than Arsenal.
Yeah.
By far, the better team. Bournemouth were on that match. If you are Bournemouth fan,
I mean, it would have been.
I'm not taking anything away from it.
It would have been really nice if Chelsea could have at least had a draw against Man City. Of course, we know that did not happen.
I can't expect Manchester City to win.
Well, I mean, I think everybody probably did. But there's always hope. There's always hope.
The way we've been playing, the way Manchester City playing, can you see Arsenal going to Man City and actually beat them?
But that would have kept Arsenal. Well, if they had lost, they still would have been 9 points ahead, even though they lost their game to Bournemouth. But if they had if it was a draw, they still would have at least been 8 points ahead. You know what I mean? So it's getting down to the nitty-gritty for sure. Again, there's only 6 games left for Arsenal. There's 7 games remaining for Man City.
They need to wake up fast because they're going to throw it away.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because at one point I thought
you should not be nervous. You should have the mentality. If you want to win it, you win about a couple of games left. You should be motivated to win it.
Yeah. I mean, at one point,
I understand not winning it. Not winning it obviously plays a factor. I get it. They've won champions, they've won trophies, they've won leagues. We haven't recently.
No. Yeah.
But they need to get over the line. They need to do it.
It's crazy though, right? Because
I'm just never going to do it again.
If you go back a few weeks, it almost looked like Arsenal was going to cruise to the league championship this year, and then all of a sudden they start bottling it, if you will, if you want to use that term or not. They certainly have not been.
I don't like using it, but I can't deny. When people are saying they're bottling it, I can't really argue against it at the moment.
No, exactly, and because they've been playing like absolute trash. Again, I'm not saying they should use it as an excuse, but being knocked out of the FA Cup probably didn't do a whole lot for team morale, so they probably came back to the Premier League and maybe haven't had enough time to get over that loss and get over the knockout. But either way, they've just been playing like absolute trash. It's kind of crazy. Because again, just a few weeks ago, it kind of looked like Arsenal had a clear path to the league championship. But now,
Even when they didn't play the best, they were still finding ways to win games. I mean, like,
yeah.
Now I don't see any of that. It's like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
The point, but I don't know if I really want to watch the last couple of games of the season.
Oh, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of our second tournament qualifying matchups representing Team Mufasa HCC. Anna Jay and Rhea Harrow, former world champions themselves, are now moving on and will enter the tournament and will of course, be facing Ego's Paradise in the first round of our qualifying matchups, our quarterfinals for the tournament, which is just around the corner for the Women's World Tag Team Championships. Again, those championships currently held by reigning defending champions Dark Vengeance, Tessa James, and Morgan James. However, we have included them in the qualifiers for the first time ever, so the champions must qualify to continue moving on as champions. If they get eliminated, championships will be vacated, and the tournament will be for a vacant championship. If the champions are able to qualify and make it into the tournament, there will be a separate qualifying matchup because we'll need an extra team at that point because the champions will retain. So we will have to have one final qualifying matchup between maybe two of the best teams that originally attempted to qualify, which is something we'll all have to figure out when today is over, of course, because we still have more qualifier matchups to go. But should the champions make it through the qualifying rounds and make it into the tournament, we will have to have a separate qualifying matchup between two teams that were knocked out of qualifying status today, and they will have to face off to see who is going to face the champions in the tournament. So it's going to be very interesting because we'll need extra teams at that point, right? Because again, the champions are in the qualifiers today. But congratulations to Team Mufasa HCC. TDL with a win over Flawless Time. They move on to the championship tournament and will face Ego's Paradise in the qualifier, the first round of the tournament, which is our qualifying rounds or our quarterfinal rounds. So congratulations. Flawless Time wasn't able to get the job done. All right, let's move on to our third qualifying matchup. Up next, it is B-Fab and Jade Cargill. The Takeover taking on Zoe Stark and Sonya Deville. They are PFC. That is our third qualifying matchup of the day. Let's get to it straight away. Keep the ball rolling. Keep the show on the go. Shit, what were we just talking about? We were talking about, what were we just talking about? We were right in the middle of the conversation, but then TDL, of course, ended their match. So I got sidetracked, if you will. We were talking about Arsenal and the fact that they need to pick up their socks. They need to play, well, they got to play their best lines. That they definitely have to do.
Some fucking games.
Well, that too, but to win some games, it helps to play the correct goalie. Play your best lines. You got to get the job done. It's not like you guys don't have playoff rounds. So the next 6 games literally decide the season and who wins the season and who gets the league championship cup or trophy.
The only reason Manchester City are going to win this league is because Arsenal throw it away.
Well, I mean, it sort of kind of looks like that, doesn't it? It does sort of look like that.
I've seen this in I've seen that. This will be the third season that Arsenal have been top all season and never won it if that's the case.
All right, so TDL was the victor of that match, so TDL and Ego's Paradise will face off in the tournament in our quarterfinal rounds. Who will be our third team to move on to the quarterfinals of the tournament? Will it be PFC or the Takeover? Jade Cargill and B-Fab, or Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark? We are going to find out. But yeah, 6 games remaining, and sadly, like I said, Man City actually has 7 games remaining. So Arsenal does not have any room. I mean, they need to win. They need to win, or at least avoid losing at least, I want to say, 3 of their next 6 games. 3 of their next 6 games. But we'll see what happens with that. Did you guys watch AEW Dynasty last night?
I watched bits of it.
You watched bits of it. Moon, did you check it out at all? And poof, just like that, Moon Raider is absent. Gone. History leaves us hanging. How dare he?
Moon Raider, fucking arsehole.
How dare you ignore Luke and I? Yeah, he does. He does. I'm starting to think he has his own shrine. I'm starting to think he has his own shrine. He visits his own shrine. He's trying to see. He's trying to be. He wants to be like Hardcore Country Luke. He wants to have his own shrine. Yeah, he's got a Team Chelsea shrine. Maybe not as good as a Mickey James shrine, but you know, nonetheless, it is a shrine. But what do you think, PFC or the Takeover? Who wins this match, do you think? Jade and Zoe or Sonya? Or sorry, Jade and B-Fab or Sonya and Zoe? Who wins this match, do you think? Who moves on to the tournament? In your opinion? Well, that would go to you, Luke, because Moon, you know, has disappeared.
Moon Red is a magician.
He is a magician. He just disappears. He can be right in front of you, having a full-blown conversation, and then poof, gone. A puff of smoke in the room, and when the smoke clears, Moon Raider is gone ski. But yeah, what do you think? Who wins this match, Luke?
Is this Sonya Deville around?
Sonya, yeah, Sonya and Zoe, and then of course Jade and B-Fab. The Takeover versus PFC. Which one moves on to the quarterfinals of the tournament? She is, yeah. She is. As she should be. To be honest, I was annoyed when PFC left WWE. I thought they were a great heel team and faction. I thought they were doing a really good job. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I'd love to know what happened behind the scenes. Because they were the last team I thought would have been released at the time. You know what I mean? I thought Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya were brilliant. But that's okay, because now TNA has Sonya Deville. That's good for them. It is definitely good for them. You watched before we talk about Dynasty. Actually, you watched TNA Rebellion. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so
watched the very end because the internet.
Have you watched it?
So Team Christian Cool was actually there. He was there watching it live. He was telling me that everybody started leaving. Like 20% of the arena left after the Hardy match, and there was still the Mike Santana match to go. I don't know what happened there. If people just didn't like the main event matchup, or what the case may be. Too many casuals. People trying to beat the rush of getting out of the... I don't know, but apparently 20%, roughly 20% of the arena left before the Mike Santana match. I thought that... I have no idea. That's a good question. That's just what he tells me. Not enough interest in the main event, maybe, or again, just casuals looking to get out of the arena before everybody else starts piling out. I don't know. But it's strange that you would leave before your main event. But so Mickey James was there. I'm gonna assume you watched Mickey James' match. Yeah. So what happened there? So I haven't seen it yet. I have not watched the show yet. But what happened?
Yeah, the Elegance Brands defeated ODB, Mickey James, and Terry.
Okay.
only beats up to 10. It was a good match. It was a very gimmicky match. I thought it was a match. People just having fun with it, to be honest.
You thought it was a very gimmicky match?
Yeah, it was a very gimmicky match. They were just having fun with it. Like, they were getting, like, weapons out, like, fucking, like getting weapons out and stuff like that. Like, you know, like...
Let's have a look at the card and results.
Got like all these like dolls out, you know, because they tell it and reference to the tell
So we had Ryan Nemeth and BDE in the Rebellion pre-show. Looks like Ryan Nemeth beat BDE. Not that that's a surprise. You had...
It was a very gimmicky match. I thought it was fun because, like, obviously they're like, there's just all three legends in the ring and they didn't stand the front side.
Yeah, you thought it was... But you thought it was too gimmicky?
I wouldn't say too gimmicky. I think it was kind of... I thought it was kind of fun.
Okay. So you had Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander for the TNA X Division Championship. And it looks like... I heard that was a good match, actually. I actually expect Leon Slater to end up in NXT at some point. Wow, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match. And we have another team moving through to the quarterfinals of our TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Tournament. PFC Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark take out Jade Cargill and B-Fab, the Takeover. And they now advance to the tournament. So congratulations to PFC. PFC was at one point actually managed by Team Infinitoni. I believe they're just free agents now. But that is our third qualifying team for the tournament. Man, these matches are going quick. These matches are going quick.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So before we get back into our Rebellion conversation, I'm just going to notate that. So PFC defeated the Takeover. Our next matchup, of course, will be Sinister Square representing Team Soul Embers taking on the Secret Hervis. Again, nobody manages the Secret Hervis. They are free agents in TWA. So the winner of that match will, of course, square off against PFC in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Who's it going to be, Sinister Square or the Secret Hervis? We're going to find out. That is next. But again, congratulations to PFC, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark with a big win over Jade Cargill and B-Fab. The Takeover, RE eliminated. And PFC moves on to the tournament. Wow. We're about to go into our fourth matchup already. This is nuts. The women are not holding back. They are not playing games. They are here to make a statement. They want to be in the tournament. They want to win the Women's World Tag Team Championships. Crazy. But the women's division is always kind of nuts, isn't it? I mean, like I said earlier today when we started, Season 6, the women pretty much dominated TWA, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon because they're already off to an absolutely fire Season 7. But here we go. Let's move on to our next qualifier matchup. Liv Morgan and Ashley Blackheart from Sinister Square taking on Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, the Secret Hervis. That is our next matchup. One of these two teams will move on to face PFC in the quarterfinals of our tournament. Who is it going to be, though? Is it going to be Sinister Square from Team Soul Embers, or will it be the Secret Hervis? What do you think, Luke? Ashley and Liv or Piper and Chelsea? Who's moving on to face PFC? If you had to choose, if you had to make a bet, who would you bet on right now? The way things are going, I don't even know. Like, the matches are just absolutely rapid, I guess, for lack of a better term. Right? We're on our fourth match already. It's insane. I'm
for Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Me too. I'm going with the Secret Hervis. I'm sure Soul Embers is not going to enjoy hearing that. He's going to be like, hey, what the fuck? Sinister Square is in the ring. They are the ones that are going to be going through to the tournament. But are they? They got to go through Chelsea and Piper. We're going to find out right now. Either way, Moon, what do you think? Sinister Square? Secret Hervis? Okay. All right. so far the quarterfinals are shaping up to be an absolute barn burner. I mean, Ego's Paradise versus TDL, PFC versus the winner of this matchup. It is going to be a tough tournament. But anyways, where were we? TNA Rebellion. So Leon Slater defeated Cedric Alexander by pinfall to retain the X Division Championship. Frankie Kazarian defeated Elijah via pinfall.
Formerly known as Elias.
Elias, yeah. Well, I mean, he was both, really. Elijah was also...
I always say a seatbelt because his brother wasn't in attendance.
Yeah. But yeah, Elijah was also technically in WWE as well. Special Agent versus Moose. Looks like Special Agent defeated Moose. Is that what happened? This one's kind of a little bit...
Yeah.
Okay. The way they've got it on here, I can't quite tell. But yeah, so Special Agent... So what was that matchup? Like was there interference that caused Moose to lose that match? Was it a clean match? What happened there?
It was interference.
It was interference. So who ran interference?
Eddie Edwards, I think it was.
Was it? Yeah. Okay. So Moose picks up an L. Do you think Moose will ever cross over? Or do you think he's a TNA lifer now? Because he's not... How old is Moose? Let's find out. How old is Moose? Hey, what's going on? You got to work, or you're just getting done work? Oh, you're done work since 6 o'clock this morning. Okay. So Moose is 41, so he's not getting any younger. So if he's going to... Because he was offered a few years ago to cross over and join NXT, but he didn't think he was ready for the jump. But now here he is a few years later. He's now 41 years old. Does he make the crossover, or does he end up staying with TNA? What do you guys think there? Yeah.
I think he will. But the 56 holes, the AEW tribalists are just going to think, oh, this man's in food, but yet you have MVP. Oh, really? Wrestling in fucking AEW or fucking Bobby Lashley or Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. I mean, there was one point I would have loved to see Moose cross over and go to NXT and then eventually make a roster jump. I just don't know if that's going to happen now. I don't. I understand he didn't think he was ready, but let's be honest here. NXT's development, not being ready if they were interested and they thought he had potential, clearly he could have developed an NXT and then made a roster brand jump, you know what I mean? But so I don't know if that was the right call. And now I'm not entirely sure if Moose ever comes to WWE. I think perhaps maybe he ends up staying in TNA. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but next matchup was the Hardcore Country match, of course. The Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance, Heather by Elegance, and Am by Elegance versus Mickie James, ODB, and Taryn Terrell. Now, I heard that ODB is being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was after that match.
Yeah, that's definitely deserving. ODB's another...
I feel like they could have won that match, though, very good.
Sorry, say that again.
I feel like they could have won that match, but I'm not upset that they didn't win the belt.
What'd you say, boss?
You think Awesome Kong will get to the Hall of Fame?
Awesome Kong? I mean, she should. She should. I would have liked to have seen her had a much better run in WWE. I actually thought the storyline was intriguing until she had her mental breakdown anyways, and then of course she ended up with she got pregnant, didn't she, for a short term there? Yeah,
she got pregnant.
Yeah, which didn't help matters any. So that's unfortunate in itself. But Luke, what happened during that matchup?
The
Hardcore Country match, yeah.
It was quite a funny match, to be honest with you. They're just like fucking beating the shit out of each other, it was like crazy weapons. But
Which one version you got?
Who are you talking to?
I think Mickey James started eating some food in the middle of the fucking match at one point.
I mean, I have both, boss. Right now, we're utilizing 25.
No, I'm saying which package you got? You got the Attitude Era?
Oh no, I got the King of Kings edition. You know what's crazy is when it was said and done, it was just about $150. And if I wanted to, upgrade to say the Attitude Era edition, it's another $70. Yeah. So by the time I'd be done, it would be over $200. That's insane.
That's crazy.
You know, I think if you buy one edition, well, I guess they are probably giving you a deal because it's only $70, but $70 extra to upgrade from King of Kings, or you technically, to the Attitude Era. That's insane.
How do you upgrade then? Do you have to go to the stores?
You would have to, yeah. You'd have to go to the store, purchase the package. But it's $70 fucking. That's nuts. Just nuts. That's
not right, that.
Am I the only one? I'm going back to the hardcore country match here for a second. Am I the only one surprised that ODB was never in WWE?
No, not really. Could have been today.
I thought she would have been fantastic in WWE. I thought she.
Good enough to be in it.
Do you know how many great matches she would have had against people like Beth Phoenix? You know what I mean? There's so many people she could have had great matchups with. You know? Oh yeah. I mean that's just one name off the top of my head. There's definitely others, but I feel like ODB. Yeah, Natalia. Yeah, Nia Jax. You know, there's several matches, and I wonder why that never. I wonder why there was never any interest, or maybe there was at one point and it just didn't work out. I don't know, but. Yeah, I would like to know the answer to that question. Why the hell? Maybe Google why in the blue hell was ODB not in WWE? Because I thought she had she's good in the ring. She's got tons of personality. She's very charismatic. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't have had interest in ODB. I just don't get it. Well, boss is looking that up. Nick Nemeth was in action against AJ Francis, and of course Nick Nemeth, also known as Dolph Ziggler, depending on how you know him, defeated AJ Francis. Next, it was the TNA Knockouts World Championship matchup. I hear somebody's television. Somebody is watching highlights. How dare you? But anyways. So we had Ariana Grace, who was the reigning defending champion, defending against Li Ying Li. And Ariana, I don't even, you know what, I'm not even all that familiar with Li Ying Li, I'm not gonna lie.
What's that name? What's that? Dialing.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar, really. Not familiar. So, not too much of a surprise there that Ariana Grace would defend her title. Won by pinfall to retain the title, not to mention. TNA International Championship, Mustafa Ali defeated Trey Miguel via pinfall, and he's the new TNA International Champion. And good for Mustafa Ali. You know what? I'm still annoyed that, again, there's another guy that was released from the WWE roster. Mustafa Ali was great. Like, what in the hell? I hope he makes his way back. You found that info? The information? How did she not fit the mold? Like, who the fuck made that decision?
But she wants to win the TWA.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it? What do you think about that, Luke? They're saying that ODB did not fit the mold to be in WWE. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I know. I don't get it either. How does she not fit the mold?
Diva, I wonder they would keep it up.
Right across the knee.
Imagine like ODB versus like Becky Lynch or something.
She can't possibly take it anymore.
Rex, how dare you drive a Camry through the arena? We have a parking lot for a reason, sir. We do not drive vehicles through the arena. How many times do I got to tell people this? People keep driving vehicles. We have fans here. We could be suffocating our fans with toxic fumes. Toxic fumes. It is gaslit. Oh, nice. Very cool, because that means we could have Joe and JoJo Davis quicker. Just for a heads up, we also need Nikita Davis, because it looks like, wait a minute, who was it that wants to? Is it Maria Juliet Francis? Or somebody wants to partner, I think, with Nikita Davis. Do they not? Oh, that's right, Ashley Blackheart. Right, yes. Yes. Maria Julia Francis has been very busy winning titles, defending titles, and of course now... Oh, hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is all. This matchup is over, and we have another tag team joining our TWA Women's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament. And it looks like it is Sinister Square that will move on to face... Sorry, say that again?
It's crazy. Fifth match already.
I know. Well, I mean, I said in the beginning, like we've said it a couple times, the women's division, season 6 and 7 so far, on fire. And I had a feeling that it was just going to be balls to the wall. I mean, you know, it's the women's division. But I'm going to utilize the term anyways. It was going to be balls to the walls for these qualifying matchups. And again, it's the very first time we've ever included the champions. Usually the champions ride the pine, they wait for a challenger. They are involved. So again, if Dark Vengeance cannot qualify to move on to the tournament, we will have a separate qualifying matchup because we'll need an additional team to join the tournament, and we will have 8 teams going to battle for at that point will be the vacant TWA Women's World Tag Team Champions. So doing things just a little bit different. Instead of the champions riding the pine, the champions have to prove they deserve to be champions and deserve to be in the discussions for those championship belts. But it is very possible, however unlikely, I'm not going to lie, I don't see Dark Vengeance rolling over and playing dead, and I don't see them just dropping those tag team titles today, but it's definitely possible. So either the champions will move on to the tournament, or they will be eliminated and we'll have vacant championships. So either way, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward. But as it is, Sinister Square will now move on to face PFC in the quarterfinals of that tournament. So we now have 4 qualifying teams. We have Ego's Paradise that will take on TDL. And we now have PFC taking on Sinister Square. So our first 2 quarterfinal matchups are already set in stone. And we still have 4 matches to go for qualifying matchups. Up next, it is Vicious and Delicious. Melissa Archer and Sol Ruka taking on Dangerous Amber Extreme, the captain. Dangerous Amber Extreme. Don't want to announce her incorrectly. From the Outlaws taking on Vicious and Delicious. That is our next match. What do you guys think? Vicious and Delicious, who, by the way, are still undefeated as a tag team since going out on their own and forming Vicious and Delicious, and they are also the reigning defending TWA Underground World Tag Team Champions.
I want Vicious and Delicious. It's like they make the perfect tag team. So I'm going Vicious and Delicious.
Yeah, they've been doing absolutely awesome. I don't even know what else to say. They are undefeated since forming Vicious and Delicious. They've been on an absolute roll, on fire. again, they're the reigning defending TWA Underground World Tag Team Champions, and they're looking to add gold to their resume. So, but here we go. That is our next match of the day. It is the Outlaws versus Vicious and Delicious. Which team will move on to our quarterfinal rounds?
Roleplay's been on fire.
Yeah, the roleplay board has been on fire. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially
Look who it is.
2-0. She is 2-0. Oh, yeah, so back to what we were talking about before. Mustafa Ali is one of those guys I was very disappointed that they released, but it's nice to see him thriving in TNA. It's really nice to see him winning the International Championship, but I do hope that eventually he makes his way back to WWE. I mean, you're talking about Pac? Yeah, I mean, he was okay. I wasn't as, like, I didn't dislike him. It's not like I would change the channel if he was wrestling. But I wasn't maybe as big a fan of Neville as a lot of people were. But, you know, why what is Neville doing these days? Or, sorry, Pac the Bastard these days, but what is he up to? Is he still with AEW?
He's still with AEW, part of the, should I say, Death Riders.
They are ready for
Is he with the Death Riders? Okay.
Yeah.
So after the International Championship matchup at Rebellion, it was the TNA World Tag Team Championship matchup between Brian Myers and Bear Bronson. They are called The System. And they were taking on the Hardys, and The System defeated the Hardys by pinfall and are your new TNA World Tag Team Champions. What was that match like? Again, I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't had a chance to form my own opinions or anything. What was that matchup like? Hardys versus The System.
Oh, that's when the fans when the Hardy Boys lost the World Tag Team Championship. That's why they left.
Sorry, what happened?
The fans left after when the Hardy Boys lost the World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, yeah. So Christian Cool, again, he was there live watching Rebellion, and he said, because he was actually messaging me as he was there watching the show, he told me that after the Hardys lost, about 20% roughly of the building left. And that was before the main event. Because you still had the TNA World Championship matchup after that. So, that said, Mike Santana versus Eddie Edwards. Edwards cashes in the Feast or Fired briefcase for the opportunity to face Mike Santana. And it looks like Mike Santana defeated Eddie Edwards by pinfall, so he is still the reigning defending TWA. I was reading my ring. I was watching the match, and the camera panned, and it showed me TWA Wrestlers Genesis, so I said TWA instead of TNA. So he is still the reigning defending TNA World Champion. But it's weird that people left before that. Maybe you're angry because the Hardys lost, I don't know. Too many casuals, not enough care for the main event, and just wanted to leave before everybody started pouring into the arena. I don't know what the case may be, but sad, though, that many people left before the main event. Because I like Mike Santana. I want to see Mike Santana in NXT, actually. I do. Eddie Edwards, I mean, he's all right. But Mike Santana's fire. I think that guy's money. I think he will make a very good addition to the WWE roster at some point. And he's still fairly young, isn't he? How old is Mike Santana? Roughly. Or if somebody wants to look that up, actually. He is still in AEW? Sorry, say that again, man.
I don't know what age he is.
Well, that's what I said. We'll have to look it up. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he's still fairly young, is he not? Mike Santana. How old is Mike Santana? Have a little look-see. But I believe he's still fairly young. But I like Mike Santana a lot. So it'd be awesome to see him cross over. Whether it's NXT or joining one of the main brand, but these days they try to make sure everybody hits NXT first. Apparently, a few years ago, actually 10 years ago, apparently AJ Styles had a conversation with Shawn Michaels saying that it doesn't matter where they come from. Now, obviously, Royce Keys is defying this, but his request was that no matter where they come from, everybody should start in NXT before going to Raw or SmackDown, which for the most part has happened, except for Royce Keys, because Royce Keys, part of his deal was he would be starting on the main brand. And speaking of Royce Keys, was anybody impressed with his matchup on SmackDown?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Again, I didn't watch Powerhouse Hobbs a whole lot in AEW. I watched a match or two here and there. But actually, I thought SmackDown, again, I've only watched a couple of matches in AEW, but I thought the match he had on SmackDown was better than the two matches that I had watched in AEW. So there's that. Just my own personal opinion, of course. I don't speak for anybody else, but where does, and I know we're still talking about TNA Rebellion, but where does Royce Keys go from here, do you think? Because as far as I know, he's only 34 years old, Mike Santana. Okay, so he's got a ton of career left. So I mean, they need to get that guy over, I think. They need to get him on the NXT roster. What's that, Luke? What did you say, Luke? Oh, I didn't hear what you said. Mike Santana? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, Luke?
Yeah.
Who are you talking? You're talking about Mike Santana?
Yeah, Mike Santana.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping because again, I'm very impressed by Mike Santana. I don't know. I think he's a full package, and I think he'll do very well. Now, here's the question: does he keep the name Mike Santana? Has he gone by other ring names? Let's, boss, if you can look that up. I know you had just looked up his age. See what his other ring names are. See if maybe we can come up with an idea of what he might get called. I mean, obviously, some of them we'll never guess, like because Ricky Saints and Royce Keys both chose their own names. A lot of the times they don't really choose their own names, they're given names, and it's usually either an older name they used to run by or it's a combination of names. You know, there's many different ways I think they approach that, but what are some of his other ring names he went by, or did he always go by Mike Santana? I don't know. Does it show you there anywhere?
I think Mike's really good. I think he could have got to NXT.
What's that, boss? Mike Days? You could have Mike Days versus LA Knight. That's kind of funny. I don't know why I said that. See, it sounded better in my head than it did after I said it, but just, day, night, never mind. It wasn't funny. But anyways, absolutely I want to see Mike Santana on the main roster. But I would imagine, I don't know though. I mean, you got Royce Keys skipping NXT. That was kind of part of his deal to sign with the company, so maybe Mike Santana could make a similar deal. Or, well, I was going to say he could go to NXT and feud with Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry, I think, is pretty much due to get called up, isn't he? Now, there's a question. Where does Joe Hendry go? Raw or SmackDown, do you guys think? You think he fits better on SmackDown? I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think Joe Hendry probably should start on SmackDown, actually.
What do you thought about it? He went blue, bro.
Yeah, because he always wears white and blue a lot of the time, right? So, not that I mean, like anybody else, I'm sure he can get any colored ring gear that he wants, but primarily he wears white and blue, so kind of fits in with the SmackDown blue brand colors. But yeah, do you think he goes to SmackDown though? What about you, Moon? No, I'm talking about Joe Hendry. You think he goes to Raw or SmackDown when he gets called up? Yeah, I think so too. Watch this all be wrong and he goes to Monday Night Raw, but I think he would. No, really. I mean, we put something out there and they do the opposite. But no, I do believe Joe Hendry probably fits best on the blue brand. But I think because there's a few people that are in line to get called up to the main roster, which means we're going to need some extra bodies in NXT, and I think that's a good opportunity to bring in Mike Santana. And I don't know when or if it'll ever happen, but please bring Mustafa Ali back, for God's sakes. I just think, not that, but I'm happy for him, though. He's doing very well in TNA. TNA are treating him well. They're booking him well. He's now the international champion after Rebellion. So I don't have too many complaints there, and I love TNA, so there's that too. But if I was going to bring a guy back, he's definitely one of the guys I'd bring back, in my opinion. So that was the final match of Rebellion, and again, Mike Santana defeated Eddie Edwards to retain the TNA World Championship. Our other order of business is AEW Dynasty. Boss, did you watch Dynasty? You didn't watch it? No? Boss, Apollo?
Yeah.
Well, he watches wrestling. I just didn't know if he had watched, I can hear you, yeah.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it at all? Now I got to bring the card back up because for some reason it keeps popping ads up in my face. So I got to bring up the AEW results again. Give me a second. AEW Dynasty results. All right, here we go. So AEW Dynasty. We're going to go over the results here, starting with the bottom of the card, of course. So, looks like we started off Dynasty with Alex Windsor defeating Marina Shafir. I have no idea who either one of those people are. Camille and Big Ann, I know who they are. Camille defeated Big Ann. Jack Perry. And I apologize if there's any fans. I'll just throw that out ahead of time. I don't understand the intrigue behind Jack Perry. Does anybody else get it? I don't get the Jack Perry thing. I don't understand. Like, he's not interesting. He's not that great of a wrestler. He's not very charismatic. The list goes. No, that's the thing. That's the other thing. He's not even entertaining. Well, that's the thing, is he tried to ride CM Punk's coattails. That didn't work out for him, did it? But AEW seems to, and the fans, I guess not that we should be totally surprised. The cultists are strange, but the fans seem to in AEW seem to like Jack Perry, and I don't get it. I don't understand why. That said, he defeated. Wow. That is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match. And moving on to the quarterfinals of our TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Tournament. It is the Captain, Dangerous, Amber Extreme, and the Doctor, Britt Baker, handing Vicious and Delicious their very first loss as a tag team to move on to that tournament. So congratulations to Team Joe Link, Amber Extreme, and Dr. Britt Baker. A big win over Vicious and Delicious, the reigning defending TWA Underground World Tag Team Champions. But they will not get the opportunity to become double champions as they have now been eliminated from the opportunity of joining the tournament. I almost said from the tournament. They're not eliminated from the tournament. They're eliminated from the opportunity to join the tournament. So another team has now entered the tournament. Again, just to run things back, our first two teams that entered the tournament were TDL and Ego's Paradise. They'll square off in the quarterfinals. Sinister Square and PFC both moved on to the tournament, so they will square off as well. And now Vicious and Delicious have been handed their very first loss as a team to the Outlaws, one of the greatest women's teams of all time. And they will, of course, face off against the winners of our next matchup. Already our sixth matchup of the day, if you can believe it. The Wolfpack Gals versus Alexa and Charlotte, which I still believe they should be called Blissful Flair. They should be called Blissful Flair, I think. Anybody else think that? Like, they don't have a... Yeah, they don't have a tag team name yet. Why they don't, I don't know. They're... Yeah. But that is our next match of the day. The Wolfpack Gals and Alexa and Charlotte, they will face... One of those two teams will face the Outlaws in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Who's it going to be? We're going to find out here in just a few short mementos. Keep the ball rolling. Keep things turning and burning, if you will. Roxanne Riley and Jennifer Wolf representing Team Glenola and Team Life is Great for the Wolfpack Gals, taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, both from Team Joe Link. They are an extension of the Outlaws. Imagine if it came down to the Outlaws versus the Outlaws. That's kind of funny when you think about it. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be weird, having two teams from the Outlaws? But I mean, it is what it is. You either win or you lose. And if you end up with two teams from the Outlaws, I guess that's just the way the ball's going to roll. But here we go. The Wolfpack Gals versus Alexa and Charlotte, as we like to call them, Blissful Flair, is next. Again, I forgot what we were just talking about. Jack Perry. I don't get the Jack Perry thing. I really don't. I don't.
I didn't think he was any good when he was jungle, by me.
No, I didn't think he was good when he was jungle. I didn't think he was ever good, actually. Again, I mean, he's lacking. I mean, he's just... unless he has somebody really strong in the ring with him, his matches are boring, right? I feel like he's not that good in the ring. He doesn't have very much charisma to him. He's not. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You know, he basically tried to ride CM Punk's coattails to increase his popularity, and that's, in my opinion, at least, anyway, he's not apparently not according to Tony Khan or the AEW cultists, but they seem to really like Jack Perry, and I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't get it either.
Makes no sense to me at all. Where the hell were we here? Oh, yeah, Jack Perry ended up defeating Mark Davis. I'm not really sure who Mark Davis is, actually. But that was for the AEW.
He was part of a tag team alongside Cloud Fletcher with the United Empire.
Okay. So I am somewhat familiar with him. That was for the AEW national title, apparently. So I guess Jack Perry is the new AEW national champion then? I guess so. Next, it was Divine Dominion defeating Maya World for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't know either of those two teams, so you guys will have to fill me in a little bit there. What was that matchup like? Or what are those two teams in general like? Because I'm not familiar with Divine Dominion or Maya World. All I know at this point is Divine Dominion defeated Maya World and are the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Not really sure who the champions were going into the matchup, though. Was it Maya World or was it Divine Dominion?
Is basically Leonard Stott or Leonard Cross, whatever the name is in Mexico.
Okay. Interesting. So again, I've watched very little AEW in the past 6 months or so. So I'm not familiar with a lot of things that are going on over there right now. Clearly, I see highlights here and there. Let's face it, when it comes to AEW, most of the highlights are surrounding the same people all the time. So I don't know Maya World. I don't know Divine Dominion. I don't know how strong their women's division is for the tag team division. I don't know any of that. So, okay, while these guys are making their way to the squared circle for our next qualifying matchup, and before we continue our conversation about AEW Dynasty, I just have to use the facilities really quickly, so I'll be right back. You guys continue to talk about AEW if you will. Yeah, I don't know any of those two teams. I would have to look up information on them. But our next topic of discussion will be, of course, there was a tag team matchup between the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. So we're going to be talking about that. And then I'm very familiar with both of those teams. I mean, I like Okada and Takeshita, so... And I like them a lot more than I do the Young Bucks.
Even though I actually enjoy it, kind of enjoy it when he says the word bitch. But the thing is, it's just getting beyond the joke because it's got some comedy bullshit in AEW.
Yeah.
It's not the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World Heavyweight Champion or IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and they're like that version of Okada.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to continue that conversation in just a moment. I'm just going to use the facilities real quick. I got to grab a beverage. It won't be long, but I will be right back. And feel free to continue that conversation. And I don't know, boss, if you've been watching any AEW at all, or if you know what's going on, but feel free to include yourself. Oh, Boss Apollo has decided to leave the broadcast booth, apparently. How dare he? But I will be right back, nonetheless.
That's what Tony Khan. That's what Tony Khan does. Runs his pro wrestling company as a fucking dominator. That freaking dude, Josh, I'm not gonna lie, he's the biggest mark on the business in the business. Riding the freaking cocktails of Tony Khan and Tony McMahon.
Such is not the case with Charlotte. Just open your eyes and experience the greatness.
Lost over a year of a career to injury. It became the first ever two-time Women's Royal winner on her first night back. Once again, Charlotte claimed her rightful spot in the main event on the grandest stage of them all. Success is second nature to Charlotte Flair. She is possibly the greatest competitor in women's division history, and she's only getting better.
So I think it'd be good.
The aptly named Tornado Tag Team match now underway.
Yeah, but this is a tag team match, much like Saxton is a commentator. In name only, every man is lethal at once, and the action never stops. This is a brawl, Cole, not a match. That was uncalled for.
She goes for the quick pin. Bringing up the pin attempt on the teammate. And Alexa's attack gets intercepted.
Dodges away. Set hard into the corner. She turns it around with the reversal. She escapes the attack. Oh, look at the knees, one after the other. I think rage took over in that moment. Nothing but blind rage. That's telling your opponent, you don't deserve to share this stage with me. Mounting him and just punching it away. A big slap. Tilts the wrong with a small package. And a series of vicious stomps. The proverbial mud hole has been stomped, and now it's time to walk it dry. A baseball bat with a weapon like that, Clay. This is not good. From way up, crashing to the floor. I think she just really felt that one. Yeah, Charlotte was really showing her unmatched skill. Escapes out of that attack. Vicious, downright savage club right there. Up to the electric chair, down for the drop. Connected to that, sent straight to the barricade. Whipped right into the barricade. Here she goes, sliding back into the ring. Nothing was being held back with each of those strikes. A nice shot by Alexa Bliss. No, not with the oh, man. Might as well be in the batting cage now. No doubt about it. This might be the end here. Oh, breaking up the pin. Oh, what a clubbing blow. Face buster. And Bliss cut down to size there. Electric chair. Alexa Bliss with Sister Abigail. Does Bliss. Kick to the body. Looking to apply the pump handle. Hoisted up and powerbomb down. Alexa's chances are dwindling. Two. Kick out. I thought it was finished off for sure. Alexa put every ounce of energy she had left into that kick out. But I don't know if she'll be able to survive it a second time. The heaviest artillery has been used, but it's not enough for the three. Power slam. What more can these women have left? Where are they finding the energy? They must be deep into their reserves by now. Heading to ringside now. What a way to get out of that one. Oh, colliding with a barricade. Oh, a barricade. Oh, God, drilled. And here we go. Single leg crab. Uh-oh, in the clutches. She's trying to slip out of this submission. She had a counter plan. She goes back into the ring. Caught with the elbow. Kick right to the spine. She's starting to struggle here. Charlotte going for the figure four. Once she locks it in, if she can bridge out to the figure eight, this one's over. Locked in tight. Charlotte making the save, getting their partner out of the hole. What's she looking for under the ring? And the WWE Universe continues to remain on their feet. Watch out. Totally missed that one. And gets sent right into the corner. What a Charlotte waylays her. Jeez, and Alexa's looking worse for the wear now. You saw that. Looks like she wants to take things to the floor here. Is that what it takes to beat Charlotte? Shoulders down. She might have it. Cover. Oh, kick out. How did she do that? Where is she finding the strength? This is unreal. Well, where they have it? Northern Lights. Back into the ring now. Oh, strong impact. Looking for something, anything under the ring. And you know she means business as she went with the sledgehammer. She's starting to wear down here. Delivers the follow-up slam. Oh, hey, nice aggressive.
I can see up to the rafters, and there's not a single person sitting down. What an environment this is. All eyes are glued on this.
All right, I have returned. Matchup is still going on, so I didn't miss the matchup. This is good. How's the matchup been going anyways? Between good so far? All right. Oh, and that is it. That is all. Ladies and gentlemen, man, did I ever come back at the right time? The winners of the match and moving on to the quarterfinals of our TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament. And now a second member of Team Joe Links, the Outlaws, have just picked up a big win over Roxanne Riley and Jennifer Wolf, the Wolfpack Gals, to move on to the tournament. So congratulations to Team Joe Link. Alexa and Charlotte will now move on. And again, that is our second team from the Outlaws. So we have two Joe Link teams heading to the quarterfinals of our Gold Rush tournament. So congratulations to Team Joe Link. Holy shit. The women are definitely not wasting any time today. These matches, it's been fantastic, but the matches have been really quick. Again, they're not wasting any time. They're not playing games, not holding back any punches, that is for sure. That is for sure. We'll get back to our TNA. AEW Dynasty conversation in a moment. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Blissful Flair, we like to call them. Why they're not called that already, I don't know. All right, so that's another team. So we're literally going to have the Outlaws versus the Outlaws in the quarterfinals of the Gold Rush tournament. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Alexa and Charlotte versus Amber Extreme and Dr. Britt Baker. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Our next matchup, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, the Judgment Day, taking on Fallon Henley and Alexis James. They are Country Dominance, former World Tag Team Champions, both of them. And they both want to make it into that Gold Rush tournament. Who will move on to the quarterfinals of the tournament? Will it be Country Dominance or the Judgment Day? And, of course, we have officially entered what we used to call the betting rounds. Hard to believe this is our 7th match of the day already. That is insane. Insane. But, Moon Raider, what do you think? Country Dominance or the Judgment Day? Who's moving on? We lost Moon Raider and Boss Luke. We're doing good. We're doing good at losing our co-hosts today. What in the blue hell? Are you ready, Luke? Yeah. Alexis James is ready to roll. So again, out of our matchups so far, we've had 6 matches already today on Wrestle Wars Genesis. Ego's Paradise and TDL both moved on. They will face each other in the quarterfinals. Sinister Square and PFC moved on. They will face each other in the quarterfinals. And now 2 Joe Link teams. The Outlaws versus the Outlaws. Alexa and Charlotte versus Amber Extreme and Dr. Britt Baker. We have 2 final qualifying matchups remaining. This one included, obviously, Country Dominance versus the Judgment Day. One of those 2 teams will face the winners of Irresistible Forces and Dark Vengeance. Dark Vengeance are the reigning, defending TWA World's Tag Team Champions. Again, if they lose, the titles are vacated. And everybody in the tournament will be going to battle over vacant World's Tag Team Champions. Or championships, sorry. So that could be very interesting depending on what happens. But I'm not going to lie, I do expect Dark Vengeance to stay in it to win it. But we'll see. We shall see. Anything can and will happen.
Better get ready.
And here they come representing Team Hardcore Country, Luke. Fallon Henley and Alexis James. They are the reigning, defending TWA Speed Tag Team Champions. They are country dominants. And they are looking to steamroll the Judgment Day today and move on with the opportunity to become double tag team champions. Can they get the job done? We're going to find out. Okay, so back to AEW Dynasty. The Young Bucks defeated Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. And again, I'm very familiar with both those teams. It's not that I don't like the Young Bucks. I never found them to be that, or at least as great of a team as a lot of people do. No, I used to always call them the Hardley Boys, because I just feel like they're in today's terms, they're a Timu version of the Hardy Boys, in some senses, I think. Yeah. But I personally just have never thought they were that great. I don't know. I can think of some great matches they've had, to be fair, because they have had great matches. I will give them credit where credit is due. They do get into some situations where they put on some stellar matches. The good thing about that matchup, and the reason I might watch it, is the Young Bucks, Okada and Takeshita, they do have history. It's not like it's the first time they've been in the ring together, and I feel like that probably would have been a good match. Whether or not it was, I don't know. Again, I didn't watch it. Did anybody actually watch that match? Young Bucks versus Okada and Takeshita? You seen bits of it? Okay. I'd ask Moon and Boss, but they've disappeared again.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw the highlights. I didn't know, so certain highlights.
Now, if before you watched those highlights, who did you think would win that match?
What match was it?
Young Bucks.
I think the Young Bucks, because there was issues going along between Reza recently, with what I saw recently between Okada and Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah. So Okada and Takeshita from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I don't know if you guys know. I think we've talked about it already, but not today, but on a different show. A lot of the main players in New Japan Pro Wrestling are tired of partnering with AEW. Did you guys know that?
And yet Tony Khan says partnering, like a long times partnering with New Japan is quite fantastic.
Yeah, but if you ask New Japan, on the John Coach show, the Jonathan Coach and Bro show, where he said it. Which is funny because most of the key players in New Japan feel like they've accomplished nothing being partnered with AEW. And to be honest, I don't really think anybody that's partnered with AEW has benefited, because usually they just have AEW, like Kenny Omega and whoever else, going over, winning all their championships. They don't ever end up appearing. Now, in New Japan, it's a little different. They did appear on AEW programming, but a lot of them feel like it hasn't benefited, and they don't want to continue partnering with them. So I wonder what's going to happen there as time goes on.
You know what's funny as well? And I found it quite hilarious, quite funny. Tony Khan, even though like people have every choice to be part of the promotion, the wrestling promotion, for the money or whatever reason, the thing is, David Finlay, who basically was in his expired contract with Japan, speculation saying that he quit during WWE in NXT, and then he said that he would never want to be part of NXT because he's above that. Which, I mean, he's a good wrestler, but the thing
so here's the thing. I don't think anybody's above NXT. And the reason for that is, although they continue to refer to it as a development brand, there's so many great up-and-coming stars in NXT. I just don't think anybody should feel like they're above, especially with the leadership in NXT. You got Shawn Michaels down there. You got AJ Styles doing things for NXT. I mean, I just feel like everybody. I mean, again, Royce Keys he signed a contract where he would debut on the main brand. Whether at the time that was going to be Raw or SmackDown, neither here nor there, but most people end up, like even Joe Hendry started in NXT. So was Joe Hendry not above NXT? Like, how do these people consider themselves above NXT? You know what I mean?
Like, why would I be part of it? Why would I be part of that first? Like, it's like nothing that's just straight away.
Sorry. Oh, look at that. That is it. That is all.
The next one, Raw could be the main roster straight away, to be honest. Like, she's really there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and moving on to the quarterfinals of our TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament. Representing Team Hardcore Country Lucan is Fallon Henley, and Alexis James with a big win over the Judgment Days, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So congratulations, Luke. That is a great win right there. That is a great win. And of course, now they will simply be waiting on the winners of the next matchup to find out who they're going to face in the quarterfinals. But a big win for the TWA Speed Tag Team Champions, Alexis James and Fallon Henley. So congratulations. Fantastic. But yeah, I don't think anybody should feel like they're above NXT, but is what it is. Either way, again, a lot of the key players for New Japan have just had enough of the partnership with AEW, and they've been quite vocal about it over the past few weeks. I don't know if you've read anything, but I mean, if you look, you know, the information is there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. And again, if you look at what just happened, New Japan Pro Wrestlers again lose to AEW superstars in the Young Bucks. You know, you're telling me that Takeshita and Okada can't beat the Young Bucks? Yeah, absolute bullshit. I agree. I don't like it at all. I mean, it is what it is, but I just, it's crazy. And like the Young Bucks haven't even been all that active in the ring over the past year and a half. So why they're even coming in and taking out two big stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling is beyond me. Anyways, it doesn't matter the history to me. What matters is the fact that the Young Bucks haven't really been around all that much. You know? So I think they should be putting over those New Japan wrestlers. You know, if they want to make a rivalry out of it and beat them down the road, okay. You know, nobody expects the Young Bucks to continue losing. But I think that would have been an opportunity to put over Takeshita and Okada right there. But I don't know. I don't understand half of the crap that goes on, you know, in AEW. So there's that too. All right, so we're moving on to our final qualifier matchup of the day. It is the Irresistible Force Last Legend and Nia Jax taking on Dark Vengeance, Morgan James, and Tessa James, representing Team Rocky Cross. That's our next match today. The winners will, of course, move on to face Country Dominance in our quarterfinals of the Gold Rush Tournament. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. And again, Morgan and Tessa, the reigning and defending TWA Women's World's Tag Team Champions. If they lose to the Irresistible Forces, they will be eliminated not just from the opportunity to join the tournament, but they will also be forced to vacate their Women's World's Tag Team Championships. Will that happen? We're going to find out right now. I'm personally going with Dark Vengeance here. I believe they will beat the Irresistible Force. Not going to lie, though, it'd be very interesting to see vacant championships on the line in that tournament. Very interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think that, again, I really don't know what... So what was the storyline? Does anybody know what the storyline between the Bucks and Okada and Takeshita was?
Most of the collision, most of the AEW Dynasty is basically like a glorified episode of Collision.
So it was a quick rivalry, so to speak, then?
I don't know.
That led to that match? Yeah, I don't know either. But either way, I think that when I see the Young Bucks defeat Okada and Takeshita, it just brings me back to the articles I've read where they don't think they're benefiting from a partnership with AEW. That's it just keeps bringing that back to me. But moving on, because we get to continue talking about that all day probably. Our next matchup was Ricochet versus Chris Jericho. Again, I don't know what happened. I didn't watch the show. There's certain parts of the show I'll definitely be checking out. I will definitely watch the Young Bucks matchup. But Ricochet defeated Chris Jericho.
Oh, really? Did he actually beat?
He did. He did.
And the guy who basically cries like a bitch on Twitter, which is Ricochet, beats Chris Jericho.
We lost you there, man. We can't hear you.
Yeah, Ricochet, basically Twitter crybaby, social media crybaby. Chris Jericho.
Absolutely. I think he did. By the way, did anybody notice that Dave Meltzer was at SmackDown?
Yeah.
He must be really butthurt over the whole, Tony Khan and Vince Russo conversation or something. I don't know, but it's been a while since I've seen Dave Meltzer at a live WWE show. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. He was, yeah. He was there watching live. And he chose seats that were further back so that regular fans could go in and get a better seat. So I thought that was pretty cool of him. I'm not a big Dave Meltzer fan. It's been a long time since I've actually seen him at a live WWE show. I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, Chris Jericho. Yeah, a lot of the times it is. You're not wrong. But what do you guys think about Ricochet defeating Chris Jericho? I think that's crazy. I mean, imagine returning. Now, apparently, he signed a new deal with AEW, anyways. But either way, it doesn't matter. We all know Chris Jericho is going to end up back in WWE at some point for that Hall of Fame run. But is what it is. I kind of get it. It's a company he's helped build. He still feels like he's got some work he could do there. Plus, he has to ride out the remainder of a contract anyways. And then he decided to sign a new deal. I don't know how long that deal is. Does anybody know how long that deal is? With Chris Jericho? Is it 2 years, 3 years? Does anybody know? Yeah. But can you imagine coming back just to turn around and lose to Ricochet? And it's not like it was a big build to that matchup. It's not like it was a long-term rivalry that led to that matchup. It was,
Just a foreign matchup. It was made this past Wednesday.
Yeah. And he loses to Ricochet. They think that's good booking? At very least you have Chris Jericho win by, via interference or something. Why you're having Chris Jericho immediately lose to Ricochet, a guy that's taking a lot of heat, by the way, in the wrestling community for a lot of the things that he's been saying and doing. I just don't understand that call. But anyways, next match was Darby Allin versus Andrade El Idolo, and it looks like Darby Allin beat Andrade. Again, I don't know I don't know what the rivalry was there, how long it was, what led to the match. But you're telling me.
Speaking of which, Darby Allin is getting an AEW World title this Wednesday. Why?
Is he
because it's in his hometown and basically being petty to WWE because as it is WrestleMania week.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But you're telling me Darby Allin defeats Andrade? Really? I don't know. Again, it's just...
To be honest, if he would have not climbed Mount Everest last summer, then that man should have been an AEW World Champion back then.
Did he actually climb Everest?
To put it on the cowboy of Hangman and the Page. So when that their driver saved that of keeping the AEW championship in the bag for months.
There's another guy I don't understand is Hangman Page. Do you guys ever see Hangman Page in WWE?
I don't see these.
I don't see it. I don't see it personally happening, but it doesn't mean it couldn't. Luke, what do you think? Do you think Hangman Page ever has a shot at WWE? What's that?
He's not even that, isn't it? He's to be honest with you.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyways, I find it weird that Darby... So did Darby Allin actually climb Mount... Oh, look at that! Wow, that was quick. They made very, very short work of the Irresistible Force. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the final qualifying matchup. And moving on to the TWA Women's World's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament. They are the reigning, defending TWA Women's World Tag Team Champions, Tessa James and Morgan James. They are Dark Vengeance from Team Rocky Cross, and they have just defeated Nia and Lash Legend, and they will indeed be in our quarterfinals for our Gold Rush Tournament, looking to defend their tag team championships in said tournament. So it's going to be a very, very interesting tournament. I said tournament a lot there. I feel like I'm trying to sell it to somebody, like I'm a what do you call a phone salesperson? What do you call them? Like phone sales. What do you call those people? They're when people call you to make sales on the phone. I don't know why I can't think of it. But anyways, very strange. Very strange. But yeah, the tag team champions prevail and will now have the opportunity to go on to the tournament and defend their championships in the Gold Rush Tournament. So congratulations to Team Rocky Cross and Morgan and Tessa James. Man, can you believe we've gone through 8 matches? That is insane. We have 1 match left. We have our main event left, and that is it. Jack Stone versus Rock Roberts 2 is next, and they will be inside of an old school lockdown match. So did Darby Allin actually climb Mount Everest, or? Moonrader?
I don't know if he actually did, to be honest, last year at all.
He did.
He did climb it? Did he went all the way up to the... Like, is there pictures anywhere of him on the summit or on the...
He did it.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, good for him. I mean, it takes a tough person to climb Mount Everest, not gonna lie.
You could die in that mountain.
Oh yeah, many people do, all the time. But yeah, so he beat Andrade El Idolo. I don't think I would have booked it that way, but again, I don't know exactly what happened with that rivalry. Up next, it was FTR defeating Cope and Christian, and that was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Dax Softwood, or should I say Harwood, but Dax Softwood and Cash Wheeler.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Formerly known as The Revival, of course, in WWE. But what do you think of that matchup? Do you think that Cope and Christian should have prevailed, or do you think they made the right call there? What are your thoughts?
They should have put technically I know they're both 50, like they're both in their 50s, but they should have put the tag team titles on them for however long they should.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. I thought they should have put the tag team titles on them, let them have a run with the championships. But it is what it is. I mean, let's be honest, we don't really understand how they book their matches and shows, so it is what it is. So a few matches left on the AEW Dynasty card. We'll get to that in just a minute. But here we go, our main event of Wrestle Wars Genesis. It is an old school lockdown. Of course, a regular TWA lockdown is 2 out of 3 falls inside 4 sides of steel. This is old school. It is 1 fall, wins it all inside the 4 sides of steel. The Giant SOB from Team Soul Embers, Jack Stone versus Greatness Rock Roberts. It is their second matchup together, and it is for the TWA North American Championship. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so then it was, so again, FTR defeated Cope and Christian. Again, another wrong call in my opinion. Kevin Knight wins the AEW Casino Gauntlet match. Was that for and that was for the AEW TNT title, or is that for a shot at the AEW TNT title? Because
it was for the TNT Championship. It's Eli Knight's brother.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's one half of the. He's one half of the team one half of this team. This team called Jet Speed alongside what's his name? Mike Bailey.
Oh, Mike Bailey. Yeah, I'm not. I can't. I don't know. I don't see the intrigue behind that Speedball Mike Bailey guy. But anyways, that's just me.
You don't like him, right?
He's okay. He's all
good, man. I thought he was good TNA.
He's all right. There was better people in TNA than him, and there's better people than him in AEW. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to watch more of his matches, I guess. You know, I haven't watched more than.
He's pretty good, to be honest.
I think I've only watched probably maybe 5 or 6 matches of Mike Bailey. So I don't have a lot to go on. I can't say I was overly impressed with what I have seen, but it is what it is. Now, obviously, more of those matches I saw in TNA than AEW. That probably goes without saying.
If you watch some more, Steve, you was watching Speed Boy Mike Bailey in TNA, man.
Yeah. Well, that's where I watched him primarily, was TNA, right? Now, I was going to say, I do like the fact that they actually put a championship on the line in that gauntlet. I like that. That's one thing about this Dynasty card. I really like that. I wish WWE would do things like that more often. You know, I would still like to see, it's been a long time, I'd still like to see a championship somehow end up for grabs in the Royal Rumble again in the near future. But anyways, so Kevin Knight wins the AEW Casino Gauntlet and the AEW TNT Championship.
I actually like that. Yeah, the championship in that gauntlet as well, man. I actually like that.
Yeah, no, me too. I love it. I think it's great. Because the TNT Championship is a lot. Well, you could call it a network championship if you want to, but it's basically a television championship. And I think that's exactly what they should do with championships like that. It shouldn't always be one-on-one or triple threat matches. I think every once in a while, exactly like that, gauntlet match, you know, another multi-man matchup of some sort. It should, you know, keep it interesting, keep everybody intrigued by the division. But so Kevin Knight's your new TNT champion. Looks like Thekla defeated Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World Title. I kind of knew that was going to happen, although I was not entirely sure because apparently there was a bit of an incident in AEW backstage with Thekla where it looked like she showed up intoxicated or something. Did anybody see that? Did you guys see that?
Oh, what's that? Say what?
Apparently Thekla was seen backstage in AEW, I believe it was on Dynamite, potentially intoxicated or something. So I wasn't sure. Yeah. So clearly she has some issues. So I wasn't sure if they were going to put her over at Dynasty, but apparently they did. I guess that's a reward for showing up to work drunk, is to win a championship the same week. I personally would have kept the belt.
That doesn't make sense to do that.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. She should have been penalized for that, and she should have taken the loss there. I think Jamie Hayter should have retained that title. But it is what it is. Yeah, she was drunk and had what was the words they used, showing very strange behavior backstage.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So you show up, you show up causing strange behavior backstage and intoxicated for work. Later that same week, instead of being penalized or punished for your behavior, you get awarded a world championship. Apparently, awesome. So Thekla is the new AEW Women's World Champion. John Moxley. Sorry? Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Wild,
that is very wild. I agree. Up next, it was John Moxley versus Will Ospreay for the AEW Continental title, and John Moxley defeated Will Ospreay. What do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts? I think he should have probably beat Moxley.
I mean, I think the thing is, I think they're saving it if it goes the right way, the way I think of it. I think it's going to be Will Ospreay versus MJF, just if MJF returns Wednesday, even though it may not happen, even though, like, Tony Khan's going to play stupid well.
I mean, can you imagine? I was just going to say, can you imagine if they actually have Allin beat MJF? I mean, that's just... I don't know. But anyways, either way, John Moxley is still the reigning defending AEW Continental Champion. The Conglomeration defeated the Dogs for the AEW Trios titles.
Which is Clark Connors. The Dogs step features Clark Connors.
Yeah.
Clark Connors, David Finley, which is the main leader of that, and what's his name?
So, do you think they made the right call there? Or do you think that...
well, I mean, they won the titles recently, one day before Dynasty, and then also they lost the titles the next night, which was their first mini title defenders.
Yeah.
It was pretty stupid for Tony Khan, though. Putting titles on David Finley, Clark Connors, and Gabe Kidd, for them to drop those titles through the conglomeration of Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and God knows who the fucking third guy was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was Mark Briscoe, I think it was. I'm not sure.
So the Conglomeration are the AEW Trios champions, anyways.
Yeah.
Last but not least, it was MJF versus Kenny Omega. And I'm sure by now everybody knows that MJF beat Kenny Omega. Do you think that was the right decision? Or would you have put the championship on Kenny? I would have put the championship on Kenny.
The title on MJF until AEW All England.
See, I would have put it on Kenny and just kept that rivalry going and had them fight again at All In anyways. I mean, I'm still not entirely a fan of MJF coming back after being gone for so long and automatically being put into the world title picture, winning the world championship to begin with, much less turn around and defeat Kenny Omega. See, I would have had Omega go over there, myself personally. But it is what it is.
I still like MJF.
Oh, I love MJF, but lately I've enjoyed his in-ring action more than I've enjoyed listening to him on the microphone lately. I don't know. They need to.
It used to be the opposite, though.
No, I know, but I just find his rhetoric is just. I just haven't found him all entirely entertaining on the microphone lately, like he has been. I think somebody needs to. I mean, aside from all the F-bombs and swearing that he does on the microphone, I still feel like MJF, even though he likes having the free reign to do what he wants, he doesn't like the idea of being controlled or told what to say or whatever. But watching his last few promos, especially heading into this match with Omega, I thought to myself, why is somebody not at least scripting a little bit of his promos? Because I thought a lot of them just sounded ridiculous. You know? And as a fan of MJF, I don't want to see that. I want to see him cutting good promos and making things interesting. But I just don't find him interesting on the microphone lately. But his in-ring work is always good. You know, that's one thing you can't take away from MJF, is the fact that he's very, very good in the ring. And to think about it, he's still green, right? People can say what they want. He's the face of AEW. I'm sorry, but he's still green. He's still very young. He's still learning the business. He's still very green. So, but that said, being somebody that is still green, I mean, he's doing amazing. Oh, that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the old school lockdown matchup, and still your TWA North American champion, representing Team Rock Roberts. It is greatness himself, Rock Roberts, with the big win over the giant SOB to retain his North American championship. So congratulations to Rock Roberts. That is 2 straight losses for Jack Stone. Or wait a minute, no, I'm sorry. He defeated Rock Roberts via countout last time, didn't he? It was a countout victory, not a loss. So technically they're one apiece. One match apiece. But unfortunately this time it was for the TNA North American Championship, and Jack Stone has fallen short. The giant SOB takes the L as greatness continues to soar with his career as the NXT, the TWA North American champion. I don't know why I was going to say NXT. What in the blue hell? Wowzers. But yeah, if it were me, I would have put the belt on Kenny Omega for a while and kept that rivalry going. But again, watching some of the promos as of late, I'm reminded why not everybody in WWE has free reign, and why, you know, they are helped along, if you will. You know, there's a script most people follow. And it's just that not everybody can just ad-lib and sound good. Sometimes MJF does, other times he sounds ridiculous. So, I don't know. But it is what it is. So just to run down that list again, Alex Windsor defeated Marina Shafir. Camille defeated Big Ann. Jack Perry defeated Mark Davis and is the AW National Champion. Divine Dominion defeated Maya World for the AW Women's World Tag Team titles. The Young Bucks defeated Okada and Takashita. Ricochet defeated Chris Jericho, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy, but anyway. Yeah, he defeated Chris Jericho. Yep. Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo. I thought that was crazy too. FTR defeats Cope and Christian. Kevin Knight wins the AEW TNT title in the Casino Gauntlet. Thekla defeats Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World title. Jon Moxley defeated Will Ospreay to retain the AEW Continental Championship. And the Conglomeration defeated the Dogs and are the AEW Trios champions. Of course, last but not least, MJF defeats Kenny Omega. So very interesting. Again, I haven't watched the show. I probably won't watch the show in its entirety, but I will check out some of the matches. But that's pretty much, that's it for AEW Dynasty. Very interesting results.
I wonder why they put Ricochet over Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, especially considering they threw that together so quickly. Brought back the list of Jericho. I mean, there's so many reasons why Jericho should have somehow won that match. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. But anyways, that is it. That is all for episode number 706. Wrestle Wars Genesis is in the books. Our next live show will be TWA Underground. Of course, when we continue the road to TWA's Underground Empire, the next big SPV for TWA Underground, that is going to be one hell of a fire stream per view. You certainly don't want to miss out on that, or any of the action leading up to, because we are certainly going to add fuel to the fire, to that already fiery road to Underground Empire. So it's going to be exciting. We now have our quarterfinals set in place for the Women's World's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament. Let's just have a look at that, shall we? So Country Dominance beat the Judgment Day, and they have moved on to face Dark Vengeance, beating Irresistible Force out of the tournament opportunities. So our 4 matchups, our 8 tag teams that will be in the quarterfinals for the TWA World's Tag Team Championship Gold Rush Tournament is Ego's Paradise versus TDL, PFC versus Sinister Square, the Outlaws versus the Outlaws. It is Amber Extreme and Dr. Britt Baker versus Alexa and Charlotte. And last but not least, Country Dominance will square off against the reigning defending TWA Women's World Tag Team Champions in the quarterfinals. So it's going to be one hell of a tournament. And then last but not least, of course, Rock Roberts just successfully defended his TWA North American Championship against the Giant SOB, Jack Stone. But that is it. That is all for 706. We'll see everybody live for TWA Underground. And, of course, I'm sure we'll end up having some Stars and Legends matchups at some point. It's been a great show. Fantastic matches. I mean, they went very quickly. We went through 9 matches very quickly today. Kind of crazy when you think about it. The women did not play games today. They were all business, all gas and no brakes, if you will.
The best matches today.
Say that again.
The women had the best matches today.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Couldn't agree more, and can't deny that at all. But it's that time of day. You guys don't have to go home. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to go to school. Matter of fact, you don't have to do anything you don't really want to do, except, what do they got to do, Luke?
Get the fuck out of my channel.
Get the fuck out of my channel. It is time to leave. Au revoir, a bientôt, sayonara, goodbye, motherfuckers.